Obviously, we're gonna have a great challenge on our hands. They've shown to run the ball a lot, but this past week, they faced a lot more man, so they threw the ball a little bit more. They've got some athletes. They got a good running back, Abram Smith. Two good quarterbacks that can put it in the air and do it with their legs. I think the challenge for us is just kind of stopping the run, making it one-dimensional, and then so we can just kind of go after them from there. But like every week, it's a great challenge for us to go out there and kind of learn ourselves a little bit more and just put great film out there and compete.
Yes, Najeem, definitely glad to meet you. And
Nice to meet you.
yes, definitely. It's awesome. And, you're one of the few people that are from Orlando. Talk about having the Orlando Guardians right here in your hometown.
It's cool. It was kind of surprising that they made the switch. Orlando doesn't get a ton of pro sports, but it's cool. It's cool to be back home. I played in that stadium when I was younger, so now it's cool to like play it at an older age. A little bit more fans in the stadium. So it's cool. It's my family can come out every week. We play at home, and a lot of people just that I know, friends, family, supporters, coaches. So it's a fun experience to go out there every weekend, and just perform in front of the hometown.
Yeah, kind of give us an idea of how was it growing up in Orlando for people who don't know. I don't meet too many people from Orlando.
It's very diverse. It's not the same everywhere you go. It's different kind of culture, different kind of people. But it's fun. There's a lot to do, obviously. A lot of tourist areas. It can get really busy because it is a tourist hotspot, but for the most part, it's a very chill city. Obviously, every city comes with their good and its bad, but for the most part, I enjoyed it, and my family enjoyed it. My family lives there, so it's a good place.
Najeem, you guys have had an increase in your defensive productivity this season, and you guys have had a couple of almost takeaways. And against a really potent offense this week, what are you guys working on fundamentally to try to get those takeaways that y'all have missed in the past couple of weeks?
Just continue to work it. Work punching at the ball, trying to strip it out, and as DBs getting in the passing lanes and being able to make plays once we're there. I dropped one this past weekend, and we've missed a couple throughout the season. But I think as the season continues, we have a few more games left. We'll continue to keep getting at it, and hopefully we'll get our hands on a lot more than we have been the first part of the season.
Take us through the interception that you did grab in the end zone and how important that was to stop that drive.
It was a big play. That was really me just doing my job. If you watch it on the broadcast view, you can see TC change the call at the last second, and that's a great. Like XFL is great because you see and hear those type of things. We were one call to start the play, and last minute he saw something and he made the change and put us all in good position. Really and truly, I was just doing my job. I covered my spot, and after I did that, the QB kind of scrambled, trying to make a play happen. And from there, we're taught to kind of find a guy and latch onto him. So that's kind of what I did. I turned around, and the ball was right there. Dropped the first one, so I had to catch the second one.
Now, one of the people that they have that really had a monster game was Lucky Jackson. What do you think about him and having to defend him as a player?
He's got good speed. He's got good hands, very strong hands. He does play well with his hands at the line. I won't be guarding him as much. The corners will have that chance, but he's a good player. They have good athletes on the outside. They get the ball to him, and they can make plays. So I think for all the receivers, for all the playmakers, it'll be a challenge for us to kind of just eliminate the big plays and just continue to do our jobs, get them to third and long, third and medium, and get off the field.
Yeah, this team, the Orlando Guardians, how has the XFL experience been for you personally joining this team?
It's been cool. This is my first pro experience. I got out of college in 19, so it's been 3 years. So I'm obviously very grateful for it. But it's been fun. It's a coaching staff learning as well as the players. So that brings the challenges within itself, and you can obviously see it throughout the year. But I think we've done a good job of not letting that just like break us down or tear us apart, make us quit. We've continued to come back in every Sunday or Monday to the games and try to grow from it. Obviously, we're 0-6, but I don't think we're as bad as our record it says. I think we're a really good team and talented team. It's just the little things that's messed us up. The penalties, the misplays. So I don't think we're far off from being with a 3-3, 4-2 team, but obviously the game is that particular. The little things will come to haunt you, and we've obviously learned that this year. But other than that, I've had a great experience. So I love the coaches. I love the players. And yeah, I'm just grateful for it.
DC's two-headed quarterback monster in Jordan Ta'amu and Derek King. That's been sort of a marquee that they've had with their offense this year. What are some keys to the game for you guys defensively this week?
Like I said, try to make it one-dimensional. They're a really good team if they can run the ball and pass it. If we can make them into a passing strictly team, I think that'll be good for us. But yeah, man, they've got two guys back there that can kind of make things happen when plays break down, or even it being designed for them, they can run the ball. So it'll be challenging for us. This is the first kind of Danucci was kind of it, but I mean these two are dual threat QBs, right? So this will be our first time kind of going up against that and seeing that. So it'll be a challenge for us to rush smartly from our front line as a DB, latch onto the DBs, but also have awareness that they can get out the pocket and make plays as well.
Does having a two quarterback system like that force you to change how you play defensively? You know, the constant change with one quarterback being really good at one thing and then the other coming in offering a different look or a different feel?
See, in my opinion, I think they kind of have the same abilities, probably in different ways. But they do have their kind of the play sets based on whichever QB is in. So for us, it's different in a way where we've got to understand if they'll bring Derek in mostly in the red zone area, so they can have that dual threat option and put defenses in bad spots. And we've got to kind of just understand what they're trying to do and how they're trying to attack us. If we know what our weaknesses are and know how they're trying to attack those weaknesses, we have a better chance of stopping it.
Yeah, and as a defensive back, how can it be for you tough to kind of defend without getting a foul in this league?
I mean, it comes with the game. You have to learn how to play it in the right way. But I mean, it can be difficult at times, especially because rules change from year to year. So people, obviously, in college, are probably playing a different way than you have to play in the pro leagues. But it just comes with the game. You learn from the mistakes you make, and you try to do better the next time. But I mean, you just be disciplined and do your job and understand what you can and cannot do.
Yeah, on the defensive side, who do you look at on the defensive side that really helps you out and helps your game? Maybe say, you know what, I need to step up my game a little bit.
Everyone. If I had to say some people, Matt is a huge guy for me. Just because he's a safety, he's been in the league, and I can learn a lot from him. Just you guys always talk about TP, of course. You got Savion on the line. We've got players all around that kind of works really hard. And for me, being my first time in a pro league, it's good for me to see them and see how they operate and how they carry themselves, how they prepare themselves. And I think that's been the biggest learning curve for me, is just the preparedness, like being a pro, doing the little things every week when no one's watching. What is the work? What are the work? What are you putting in after you're done? When we clock out, what are we doing after that? You know what I mean? So the extra work put in, the extra film watching, and just taking care of your body and being ready to go.
With football, a lot, especially at different levels, there's a speed and a pace that you play from high school right on to professional ball. How would you compare the speed and pace of the XFL to where you played in college?
I mean, yeah, the speeds are definitely different within play. Obviously, in football, you have the play stops and goes, so you have some time in between as you do in high school and college. I think where you really see the speed differences are in just as I'm speaking defensively, like the formation changes, the motions, what do you have to do when stuff like that happens? That's the speed part, the learning part that kind of goes fast. I think mentally the game gets a lot faster. You don't have time to think. Offenses aren't always huddling up and taking time off the clock and all that stuff. Like it's a lot of like college too. Like college, you get a taste of that as well, where offenses sometimes speed it up, they'll slow down, they'll change their pace, change the snap counts, stuff like that. Bring guys in motion just to try to mess with your eyes. And so I think mentally, the game is a lot faster. I think physically, the game's the same. It's just the mental part, knowing what you got to do and knowing what you got to do when certain things happen. So you can just play football rather than just thinking, you know.
Last one from me. We're going to manifest it this week, and there's a dub in the air, and I feel it. So how wild is that locker room going to be when you finally get over that hump and crack the win column this year?
I think it'd just be a breath of fresh air, honestly. Like we've gone through a lot and halfway through the season already, right? So for us, I think we've learned to just continue to come out and be a professional and work every day. To see it pay off would be really cool. And I'm sure the locker room will be turned and we'll all enjoy it.
Yeah, this one is along those lines. How tough has it been for you? Which one is tougher, going through this stretch of the season, with the record, or that championship game? Which one is tough mentally to deal with?
So I mean, this is my first time in a while. I always tell people it's the first time I've been on a losing team in a while. So it's different for me, right? But a lot of our wisdom as individuals, just in life, come through hard times. If you're not going through the tribulations, and you're not growing, you're not getting stronger as a person. So I think for us, we take on that same mentality. It's tough while you're going through it, obviously. But once you're out of it and you reap your rewards from going through it and working through it, you'll appreciate it at the end. So obviously, going through it is tough. Hearing the people talk about how you suck and all that stuff, it's not fun. But I'm proud of us. We continue to come back every week and put the work in, and we get another crack at it. So that's all you want.
So as a player, you get to hear from fans that, yeah, you guys are on a losing streak. You hear it all the time.
I mean, not personally, but everyone's on social media. We all read. We can all see, right? So, I mean, it comes with it. It's a part of the nature. So, you take it as it is, and you just grow from it.
Yeah, and the last one for me is, last game was an early game start, and it was hot. How difficult was it playing in that heat?
First time, like I said, it was 3 years since I played, and first time I played in that kind of heat. So it was tough, but I mean, the year we're in Texas as well. We've had hot days, and we're 5 games in, so we had our win in us. We've played and went downfield, gone down the field. You know what I mean? All of that. So it wasn't too bad, but it was definitely a challenge at some points.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Najeem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Najeem.
Appreciate
Definitely
it.
best wishes.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Good luck this week.
Talking to you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.